We're starting section 15.2, so we're still in our statistics chapter, but what we're going to look at now is ways to summarize a set of data. And today we're going to be looking at single numbers. So is there a single number that somehow summarizes a whole bunch of numbers in our data set? So the most common single number that we see is an average. So the average is actually called the mean, and we're going to use the letter A for that. And it's the most commonly used number for summarizing a set of data. So if we want to find the average, we add all the numbers and then divide by the number of pieces. So if we look at example 1, if we wanted to find the average of these 5 numbers, we would start by adding them all together. And then we would divide by 5, since there's 5 pieces or 5 numbers in my set. Now when you put this in your calculator, if you do it all at once, you do need to put parentheses around here. Or you can go ahead and add the top first and get 80, and then just do 80 divided by 5, and you should get 16. Now the average should fall somewhere kind of in the middle. We've got numbers ranging from 7 to 27, so we're expecting our average to be somewhere in between those numbers. So if it fell, if it was bigger than 27 or less than 7, we would know that we did something incorrectly. All right, now the next number we're going to use is the median, or the middle number. So when you're looking at the middle, it doesn't do any good unless your data is in some kind of order. So we're always going to arrange from smallest to largest. And then we're going to take the number in the middle. All right, so this number divides the data into 2 sets where half the numbers are less than m, so we're using m for median, and the other half are greater than m. Now, if there's an even number of pieces, the median will fall between 2 values, and then we find it by averaging the 2 middle numbers. All right, so let's look at a couple of examples of median. So for the first one, I'm noticing I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers, and they're already in order from least to greatest. So I check that first, and since it's an odd number, I'm going to have a clear middle. So I can see that this number is right in the middle. There's 2 below it, and there's 2 above it. So this is going to be my median. So my median is 15. Now if I look at the next example, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers. I check and make sure they're in order from least to greatest. But my problem is that the middle is technically right here. So what I do is I take these 2 numbers, the one on either side, and I'm going to average those together. So since it's 2 numbers, I add them together and divide by 2, and that will come out to be 17. So that would be my median. And that makes sense. 17 would be the number halfway between 15 and 19. All right, so for example 4, I'm given a set of numbers, and I'm asked to find the average and the median. So for the average, remember, I'm going to add them all together. So 3 plus -5 plus 7 plus 4 plus 8 plus 2 plus 8. I did not make that fraction bar long enough. Plus -3 plus -6. And then I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 numbers, so I divide by 9. If you add all your numbers together in the numerator, you get 18. 18 divided by 9 is 2. Now notice we had negative numbers and positive numbers. It's hard to tell if this is a good value because our data is not in order. Okay, so let's go ahead. We have to do this for median anyway. Let me switch colors. Let's go ahead and arrange this smallest to largest. So if I put that data in order, the smallest number is going to be the biggest negative number. So that would be this number right here. So -6. then I would get -5 followed by -3. Okay, so I'm done with my negative numbers. So if I start looking at my positives, I have a 2, a 3, and a 4. So 2, 3, 4. And then I have a 7, an 8, and an 8. So 7, 8, 8. All right, so now if I look at my average of 2, I can see that that falls somewhere between my lowest number and my highest number. All right, so that looks like a reasonable number for my average. Now I want to find the middle. So you do need your data in order, but I've already done that. So let's see if we can find the number in the middle. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have an odd number. So and you can't see me really do this, but I'm going to start counting in on either side. So I'm counting in 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, 1, 2, 3, 4. And finally, I'm seeing that this should be the number in the middle. So I've got 4 numbers to the left and 4 numbers to the right. So that'll be my median or my middle. All right, so my median will be 3. Usually your average and your median are close together, but they don't have to be exact. Oops. All right, so for C, I'm supposed to add 2 to the above set and find the average and the median again. So I'm going to rewrite this. Let me find a different color. So I'm going to take the data set that's already in order, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to put an extra 2. So we had -6, -5, -3, and 2. I'm going to put in an additional 2, and then 3, 4, 7, 8, and 8. So you can see right here, that's where I added that extra number. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take that set. Now, if I want to find the average, oops, wrong pen, I can kind of use my information from above. I know previously the sum was 18, right, from part A, and I just added 2 to that. All right, so now my sum is going to be 20, but now instead of having 9 numbers, I have 10. Okay, so I get 20 divided by 10, so that didn't really change my average at all. But if I look at my middle or my median, now I have 10 numbers. So let's see, if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the middle's actually right here. So it's in between the 2 and the 3. So for the median, I have to average those 2 together. So the median will be 2 plus 3 divided by 2. And I get 2.5 or 2.5. All right, so it didn't really change my average, but it did change my median a little bit.